Let me ask you something real quick. How is it that we live in the most connected time in human history, yet more people feel lonely, unseen, and emotionally empty than ever before? Why do so many of us have thousands of followers, a busy chat list, notifications popping up nonstop, but not one person we feel comfortable calling when life actually hurts? This is modern loneliness. I'm Bart, and psychology has been trying to understand it for years. Psychologists say loneliness today is different from the loneliness your parents or grandparents knew. Back then, loneliness simply meant you were physically alone. Now you can be surrounded by people, scrolling through hundreds of faces, laughing in group chats, and still feel completely invisible. Psychology calls this perceived social isolation. It means you're not alone because nobody is around. You're alone because you don't feel emotionally connected to anyone. And the surprising part is this. You can feel this even while texting, chatting, or going viral online. Our brains weren't designed for the digital world. The human brain evolved in small tribes with eye contact, physical presence, shared laughter, all the things that release oxytocin, the chemical that builds connection and trust. But online, the brain mostly gets dopamine, short hits of stimulation that feel good for a moment and leave you emptier afterward. That's where modern loneliness grows. Every scroll gives you a spark, but it doesn't feed your need for real connection. It replaces depth with noise and meaning with distraction. Psychologists talk about something called the loneliness loop. You feel lonely, so you scroll to escape. The more you scroll, the more you compare yourself to others. You feel worse, you isolate. You scroll again, and the cycle keeps repeating. Young people feel this the most, not because they're weak, but because they're the first generation to build identity online. When your confidence depends on likes, when your friendships depend on replies, when your worth depends on who views your story, loneliness becomes almost unavoidable. And here's something important psychology teaches. You can be popular and lonely at the same time. You can be funny online and feel numb offline. You can have a full contact list and still feel like no one truly knows you. Modern loneliness doesn't look like sitting alone in a dark room. It looks like laughing with people while feeling empty. It looks like having conversations that never go below the surface. It looks like being surrounded by noise but starving for meaning. And psychology is clear. Loneliness isn't a flaw or a weakness. It's a signal. It's your brain telling you that something essential is missing. Human beings aren't built to live without real connection, and digital contact can never fully replace emotional closeness. The antidote to modern loneliness isn't more scrolling. It's depth, it's presence. It's spending time with people who make you feel safe enough to be your real self. It's one honest conversation, one unfiltered moment, one person who listens without judging. Psychologists say loneliness decreases when honesty increases. The moment someone admits, "I've been feeling disconnected lately," they open a door other people have been quietly waiting for. Modern loneliness doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means something human inside you is asking for connection. You're not too much. You're not invisible, and you're definitely not the only one feeling this way. Your mind just needs what it has always needed: real, meaningful human connection. And maybe the most surprising part is this: loneliness isn't just an emotion, it's information. It's your brain tapping you gently on the shoulder saying, "I need closeness. I need warmth. I need meaning." It's a biological signal. The same way hunger reminds you to eat and thirst reminds you to drink. In psychology, loneliness is described as a mismatch, a gap between the connection you have and the connection you need. That gap doesn't mean you're failing at life. It means your heart is still open. It means you still crave something real. And that craving is one of the most human things about you. If you're still here listening, take a moment and breathe. Let your shoulders drop. You're not isolated in this feeling. So many people around the world feel exactly what you're feeling. Modern loneliness is strange because it hides behind crowds. You can be laughing with people, smiling in pictures, texting all day, and still feel a quiet emptiness sitting in your chest. Psychology calls this emotional disconnection. Not the absence of people, but the absence of depth. That's why a simple moment of understanding can feel so powerful. When someone truly listens, when someone stays present, when someone sees you without judgment, your nervous system relaxes. Your mind softens. Your loneliness loosens its grip. Sometimes healing begins with tiny, almost invisible steps. A real conversation, a shared silence, a moment where you don't have to pretend. Human beings were not built for constant strength. We were built for connection. Psychologists say we all need social anchors, people who make us feel grounded, people whose presence brings calm, people who remind us that we matter. Most of us don't realize how lonely we've been until we meet someone who feels like an anchor again. And loneliness doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're unlovable. It doesn't mean your story stops here. It simply means your heart is awake and still searching for the connection it truly deserves. So on the days you feel unseen, remember, your life is quietly leading you toward the people who will understand your softness, your depth, your humanity, and stay. If this message touched something in you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Not just to support the channel, but to help this reminder reach someone who might need it as much as you did.
Hey everyone, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to show your support. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Your engagement helps a lot. Thanks for watching.